Hello everyone. This video will cover Module 16. Module 16 is the last module for the class and contains the final assignments for the class. This module does end on a Thursday, so keep that in mind. You do not have an extra weekend to finish this module. That is because, of course, all classes at Allen end actually on Friday. I end my classes on Thursday so that if there are any issues with the final submissions, I can take care of those on Friday, and it also gives me more time to grade. Grades are posted then the next Monday. So just kind of keep that in mind. We'll try to end the class a little bit earlier just to give us that one day that we can get some stuff figured out if we need to. So Module 16, final assignments for the class. We're finishing up what we worked on in Module 15. You did the feedback discussion board with your two pieces that you're revising. So if you forgot to go in, don't forget that you do need to respond to two peers, and you also have a reflection post to make. So you do 5 posts on that one. So it's your initial 2 works that you want feedback on, then you go to 2 peers and you leave feedback, and then you do a final reflection post on all of the feedback that you have received for the entire semester. Then you're going to go in and actually submit your revised assignments. So your revised assignments are the 2 works that you submitted to the feedback reflection discussion board, and you're going to make changes. So at this point, you're actually going to change the originals that you wrote. So you're going to go through instructor feedback, peer feedback, online writing feedback, writing lab feedback if you got some. You can always ask your friends or family members to read over. What you're trying to do is really make some good changes to these works that you have already written. So you're really working on taking that criticism into consideration and producing something even better than what it was. You're going to submit your 2 assignments to this assignment. So you'll have 2 files. You can submit the files at the same time if you want to. That's typically the easiest way and easiest for me to grade. You can also submit one and then do a next submission and submit the other. But basically, I'll look through these to see what you've done. Revision wise, I don't tend to leave a lot of feedback on the revised ones unless you really want some, in which case you're always welcome to email me. But typically I just look to make sure that you did revise them and that your self-assessment quiz then is accurate. Then the next thing you're going to do is the final reflection for the class, and this is similar to the midterm reflection. Is 1-page response. I want you to go into some detail here, but like looking at your revision assignments, what you revised, that kind of thing, what sort of works you felt you did your best on this semester, looking back over everything, what some of the problems. So similar, some of this will feel similar to what you did on the reflection on the discussion board. I just want you to elaborate on it a little bit here, thinking back over the whole semester. What you've learned about relating to your creative writing ability, the journal entries, how well you've done on those. Did you meet your goals for the class? How did you do in the class? Do you feel like your grade reflects your writing abilities? And that kind of thing. The last thing that I want you to do is to actually give me your final grade for the class. And basically what I do is I take this into consideration when determining your final grade. There are 2 questions. What letter grade do you feel you deserve and why? And basically what I do is, let's say I'm looking at your grade in the class and your number score does not really match the effort that you've put into the class. I take this into consideration as well. What do you feel you deserve for the class? Some students will give themselves a higher grade than what they really deserve, and some students will give them, most of the time though, it's a lower grade. So they'll say, well, I deserve a B because I feel like I didn't do everything on time and that kind of thing. And that's their explanation. I'm still going to give them an A because they did all of the work. Some of it may have been late, but they did eventually turn it in. So that just kind of helps me determine what your final grade is going to be. A lot of this class, since it's ungraded, you're basically giving yourself a grade for the class. And so I am looking at this to kind of judge or see, what your view is on what your grade ought to be. So don't forget to fill this out. I have some students who just don't do it, and then I don't know what they think about their final grade. Apparently my test student needs a 0. So then the last thing, I do have an end of course survey here if you want to give any feedback on the class at all. Alan does have evaluations for all classes starting this semester, so you can use that instead. But if you want to leave some feedback for me on this class, always helpful to hear kind of what students think. And then the journal is in here as well to submit all of your journal entries to. Don't forget that is an assignment that you should have been doing all semester, and it is part of your final grade. So let me know if you have any questions at all. Obviously, this being the last module, this will be the last video that I make for you. Hopefully you had a great semester. I really enjoyed reading all of your work. Some of you are just doing a fantastic job with your creative pieces, and I hope you're able to continue that in the future. If you have any questions, always feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.